Hello everybody! I'm Grizzly Adam and welcome back to Space Engineers. And this right here is my platform. It got blown up by meteors over and over again. No, I'm just kidding. I actually tore it all apart. I'm moving my base and we will head over to the new base. You can kind of see something over there. But I have the HUD turned off because if I turn it on right now, well, there's just so many icons over here that you can't even see what's going on. So that's the old base. I still have to take apart a couple of those steel plates. I'm moving over here, and I will give you guys the grand tour of what I'm doing. It's about, I think, 2,000 meters away. Not that far away. That's really nothing in this place. It only takes, like 10-15 seconds to get over here, if that. And voila, we're over here. So, a lot has changed since the last time I was with you guys. So last time, we still had the big red ship. I was ready to tear that apart. We had a couple storage containers. We still had these little guys. That one, and that one. They're just kind of hanging around right now. Since then, I have built. Oh, and I think I had this little scout too. Can't quite remember if I had the scout. But since then, I have built this guy and this guy, as well as this so far. As of now, I think I just checked. I have about 80 hours in game, so not all of it has been spent building constantly and exploring and stuff, but a good chunk of it has. So it's taken me quite a while, especially with stuff like this. This is very, very tedious what I'm doing right here because I'm doing it in a very specific way. This took quite a while, just getting everything right, getting it exactly how. Ooh, that's broken. I'll have to fix that. Little bits and pieces here, chipping off. That's okay. They're easy to fix. Meteor storm inbound. So what this is a giant version of that guy. I kept with the kind of the blue. I added some stripes to kind of accent colors and stuff. And this guy, all by himself, has dug all of this out. So all of this giant chamber that I have, this guy right here. This is, let me get inside. I have him set up with his own gravity generator. He's got, okay, so let's start from the front and go to the back. So, first off with the gravity generator, because that's how it'll run around. So the drills are on the other side of this wall. Here's my control center. Got some gyroscopes here in the front. Got a cargo container. We got the beacon up there. Head on back through these doors. Back here we've got the reactor, the gravity generator. 1 and 2 more cargo. Alright, we're gonna turn. Up there is the assembler? Yes, assembler. Up there is the assembler. He's only got one. Right here I've got a refinery, and then right down there, that guy, is a arc furnace. Arc furnace is a lot like a refinery, except he can do iron, cobalt, and nickel a bit faster and more efficiently. Oh, and then this isn't really like a major component, but just to show you, I've got a bunch of gyroscopes down here. So that is that. And I have doors here and then doors on the other side. Both paths are almost identical, except for the very, very end of it. This one cuts off a little early. because the wall comes in. So I can't actually get to the refinery right there. But you can see everything pretty much. So, and then there's another door. So the reason why I've got it set up the way it is in case there's a hole somewhere in here. Oh, that's right. In case there's a hole somewhere in here and rocks start floating around, the rocks don't bounce around and just blow everything up. Because eventually if they bounce around enough, they will do that. And so these doors, I can come into my control seat and I'm actually have to turn this on now. I can open and close the doors. You see number 4 right there at the bottom. All the doors close. All the doors open, both inside and outside. Number 6, the gravity generator. You can see over there on the left, I've got gravity 1. I can turn it off and gravity 0. This helps when mining so that the loose rocks just kind of float around. If I turn it on, they'll all, anytime they break, they drop down. I kind of don't want that. What I might do is I might set up a spherical gravity generator and make it go outward so it actually pushes away from it. So it kind of is almost like, repels the stuff. It's an interesting idea. I haven't quite gone into it too much. I've got my drills right there. And then 2 and 3 are thruster overrides to keep myself going at a steady pace through things like this. So that's that guy. Okay, things are set up. I've also got number 5, a connector that I can power on and off. Sometimes it's hard to get away from connector points, so I just turn it off and then I can get away a lot easier because they kind of have their own gravitational pull. Or I guess it'd be more magnetic, I think. I think it's supposed to be magnetic. Next up, we're going to talk about this guy. This is, as you can see, time out. This guy is my Mega Drill Mark 10. X is 10 in Roman numerals. So, I didn't build 1 through 9. I guess technically that's Mark 1. And he's just so much bigger that I was like, let's go straight to 10. Plus, I did kind of build a little bit, take a little bit apart. Build a little bit more, take some apart. Rebuild it again. So I kind of went back and forth, multiple iterations. And I figured Mark 10, Mark X looked and sounded kind of cool. So, also you can see the GRZ, Grizz. It is a faction. If I go this, factions. You can make factions. Each person can make their own group. If I was playing multiplayer, I had to do this because the assemblers weren't playing nicely with each other. And so, because I had multiple assemblers and they weren't playing nicely with each other, so I had to create a faction, join them all into that, and then it worked fine. So this is my freighter. This guy's super fast. I put way too many thrusters on it, but that's okay. Helps him get across big stretches very quickly, so that he doesn't end up getting smashed by meteors, because there's no defenses on him, and these cargo containers are exposed, so if they explode, everything inside of them will fly out. I'm actually going to do something really quickly with this. I need to go up, because I need to hook the freighter up to the Mega Drill, because the drill is all full up, and I want to make sure that I'm out of the sunlight, because he kind of pokes out of the sunlight for a bit. There we go. That's probably pretty good. You're still in the shadow fully. Sun is right down there. You can kind of see the shine coming through, even though technically it shouldn't be, but it helps you kind of realize, okay, the sun's right down there. So then let's get out. And whee! Jetpack turned on. So then I've got actually 2 control stations. This one right here And this one back here, I may rip down the one that's back there and just replace it here. The reason why I have, or I might just take that one apart completely. The reason why I have two is because this one is really nice for, with the mega drill up here, is really nice for seeing how close I am to things to connect it up to the port right down there. Let's turn it on. Actually, no, don't turn it on yet. So this thing is, as you saw, was super nimble. This thing turns very quickly. It just moves every direction very quickly. There's so many thrusters. I need to put more thrusters on this guy because he's really slow. And so I need to put more on the mega drill. So let's... Okay. Let's connect him up. Gotta be kind of careful as I'm getting close. Let's do that. And... get on down. I don't think I could actually do this from this point of view, just because I can't actually see the connectors. But if I'm over on the other end, like pretend the connectors at that that cockpit right next to the reactor. It's kind of hard to line it up, especially because I can zoom in and I can see how close it is. But it zooms in on the cockpit, not on the part that you're looking at. So if I was to zoom in on that side, I'd be zoomed in on that cockpit in the reactor, and I won't even see this guy. So, let's tap him over, tap it down. I'm going to turn it on. Everything's going to shimmy. Oh, I'm close enough so nothing shimmied. But if I back up, things start to kind of shimmy around. I hope I didn't hurt the other ship. The thrusters are so powerful that they accidentally melt other ships sometimes. I may need to make the connection port a little bit longer, just so the thrusters aren't right there. But then, hook them up, inventory, and then I can basically control both of their inventories. I'm curious, if I go into refinery, he's going, but he's all full up. So I want gravel. I want to stick this gravel in here. There we go, and then he's cooking away. Okay. They're cooking away. Things are going. Assembler, nothing needs to happen there. Let's look at the arc furnace. Yep, he's cooking away. So it's all cooking away. Let's just slowly cook. Because I don't actually have, the only assembler and arc furnace and refinery I have are on the drill right now. Everything else is gone. So I need to keep these guys actually hooked up together so that I have, because all of my resources from the station, right in here, everything's inside here. So make sure he's completely out of the sun. I actually lost this reactor earlier because it got hit by a meteor. So he was just floating away in space for a while. Looks like I'm completely out of the sun, so that's good. So, then the other big thing. So, big guy number one, Mega Drill Mark 10, the freighter, and this, my new station. What I'm doing here is I basically bored out a bunch of holes, and now I'm laying the ground. I don't think I'm going to do too much on walls or ceiling. I kind of want to leave it bare, but I wanted to have a nice floor, and I wanted to be textured to the holes that I made. So here, oh man, my frames are dropping. It's getting a little laggy, probably because of, not sure why. If I look over here, it's fine. If I look over here, drop. Oh, I know why. When you leave things unfinished, like all of these, it really hurts your frames. Because if you think about it, the computer is like, oh, okay, all I have to do is make a flat surface. Flat surface right there, flat surface right there, flat surface right there, no problem. Line across it, whatever. This, I've got that basically, this couple metal bars. I got that surface, and that surface, and that surface, and that surface, and that one, 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 and that one. Thousands and thousands and thousands of surfaces. Only a couple hundred for that. Nice and smooth. Thousands and thousands for this. So it drops a little bit. So I didn't think about that when I started recording, but I wanted to show you kind of what this looks like as I'm building it and how much work goes into something like this. This itself has probably taken me from this point to what's finished has probably taken me about 3 or 4 hours. Then beyond that has probably taken me, you know, another, I'd say maybe 2 hours, just because I started figuring out what I'm doing, how to make these terrain changes. Because as you can see, so that stuff's completed. This is a ready to weld, and this is kind of the skeleton that I'm working with. Hold on, I got a cough. Okay, so much talking. So you can see the way that I do this is I'm coming out 10 blocks, and then I'm making kind of the very basic shell all the way up and around. And then what I'm doing is if I get my blocks out. I want that one. Okay. And then what I can do is I'm gonna come, let's go down here. So this one I know comes out all the way. And there we go. And then I could either pull that bottom one out all the way and then put a triangle piece there and basically slope it up all the way up and then do that. Or I can make that one a triangle piece and slope it up and then flatten it out. That's a little up to me. I'm going to make it so that this one is a triangle because you can see it'll match up better right here. Well, or I could make that one the triangle because it'll match up with this one. It's really up to me how I want to do this. I'm actually going to do... Why did I do... Oh, because I matched it to that. I'm gonna match it to... I want more floor space. That's really what I want. Because I've got, what, 4 blocks there? I want 5 blocks here. Because I can do this one. Assuming that... yeah, this one. Yeah, I'm gonna pull this one out all the way. Which means that... whee, spin around. This guy I don't need anymore. Boom, gone. And then this guy right here, if I go 4, to switch to my wedge block, right there, I can go take this guy all the way across. Come on, boink, 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 and boink. Oh, there you go. So you can see now it's creating that slope. And I just keep that going up as much as I can. And then just going around this terrain. This is going to be a little bit interesting because I'm going to have to match this surface and kind of slope it to match that surface. It's going to be a fun task. Because you can see basically at different interfaces. I'm trying to make them at fairly the same point so that it's not constantly going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. It's really only going up and down at regular intervals. So I'm doing 10 blocks at a time and then doing basically a transition zone. So transition zone being this one and this one, maybe that one and that one, but it depends on how much it leaks over. Because you can see if I come back to this transition zone, I've kind of dug into this one a little bit, but then you can see this side right here, I've got these in a slightly different fashion to what these are, so I can transition back. So, kind of goes back and forth. So, that is what I'm up to. And once I've got this station built, because I'm going to go all the way from this end of the asteroid to this end of the asteroid, all the way over to here, to this edge, and I'll probably set up something similar to what I have on the entrance over there. Let's turn that off. See, that's what I was talking about with all these things. You can't see anything, so I turn the HUD off sometimes. I've got kind of like a, I don't know if you'd call it like an apron or a bib or something, but you can see it helps create a defined, this is the entrance, this is basically the front of it. I might want to kind of bevel these edges so it's nice and clean, so it's not you know, a 90-degree cut. And this one's still a 90-degree if you go from this flat to there. But for example, like this is nice and smooth. Same down here. It's a lot smoother. It's kind of like a little ramp. It's a very smooth transition. So I might end up doing that here as well. So I might like bevel these edges. So I would end up doing something like, I'll make sure I don't fill myself up. Got my inventory full of steel plates because I need hundreds of steel plates to go through there. So then I can do this, and then rotate, and then do something like that, and then just kind of do it across the whole thing. I'm gonna fill up, aren't I? Yep. I can just tap this one, and I can clear out some inventory space. Boink. And set that guy. And so you can see this is now going to be kind of beveled, and it's going to look a lot smoother. Yeah, already, like, even if just having that, you can see it's going to be a nice smooth into there. And I really like that. I'm going to do that for this whole thing, basically this whole edge. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about this edge right here. I almost feel like I want to make some sort of semicircle sort of thing going across the whole thing, or maybe kind of half oval, so it's not quite circular but more oval shaped. I haven't figured that out yet. That'll be something I do once I'm done with this. And then let me think, what else is going on in this world? Okay, so I'm going to finish this, set up a ton of refineries, a ton of assemblers, lots and lots of cargo. This is going to be my hub. This is going to be where I launch my exploration from, because there is a recent update. How's my energy? My energy's getting kind of low. I'm going to jump. I would jump in the Scouty Mark 1. But I had to cannibalize it a little bit. I tore most of its reactor apart because I needed the reactor components and metal grids to make this reactor to power this so that I could have a medical station. Because if I died and I don't have a medical station, then I'm out of luck. So let me get my energy up. But anyways, so there was a patch recently, or update recently, where they added exploration mode, which means that this world is infinite. Which means, yeah, I started off with this cluster of asteroids, okay? And remember, I started off with a small cluster of asteroids with little asteroids around it. Exploration mode means that there's actually there's an asteroid there, and there, and there, and there, and there. There's a little one next to it, and there, all around. And these are Okay, real quick. So look at. So let me get back up just a little bit. Between me and the Weldy ship, you can see Weldy Mark 1, 502 meters. That's that guy right there. You can kind of see him just kind of hanging out. I think that's the scout ship right there. He's probably also like 534 meters away. So that's 500 meters. Okay? That base that's over there, that's about 2,000 meters. So 4 times the distance. That guy right there, he looks small, but that's because he's about 10,000 meters away. So 5 times farther. So basically I can travel there 5 times by the time, basically the same time it takes to get to that. And there's even more, like, I know one of these is, that guy. You can barely see, if I look right at him, he disappears. He's kind of shy. See him right? He's right there. As I turn over, you can see him pop into view. He's about 30,000 meters away. So about 3 times as far as that guy. So this place is huge, and it goes on for it. Theoretically, it's infinite. It's about the same distance from the sun to Jupiter. That's how big this world is now. And there's, I think they calculated out that going at top speed of, I think it's 115 meters per second. Because if you go, you see my speed will max out eventually to about close to 115. There you go, 111.5. But 115 meters per second. That's the top speed in this game. Going at full speed, it'll take you 530 years, real life years, to get from one end of the universe to the other in this game. So, for all intents and purposes, this map is infinite now. And there's infinite number of asteroids, infinite number of things to find. We've got these little enemy ships that pop up every once in a while. Well, there's abandoned ships out there somewhere. I've tried to find some, haven't been able to, but when I do, I will keep them, I'll store them off to the side, I'll show you guys. And yeah, so that's kind of one reason why I made this scouty ship, so I could go out and look for these things. Except I've been reading up on other designs that are better for that sort of thing, particularly ones that are a little bigger, so I can latch on with the landing gear and tug them, kind of almost like a tugboat. Tugboats, they're little tiny ships, little teeny tiny guys, and they pull giant freight ships, those giant cargo ships with hundreds and hundreds of those cargo boxes. Little tiny boats pull those. But they're in the water, so it's floating, and so it's a lot easier. And same thing with space. A little tiny guy, as long as you hook him up and you got enough thrusters, will be able to tug things this big or bigger. It's slow, but it'll work. And once you get up, and then you can get up to speed, and you can be cruising. And all I have to do is make sure I brake long enough in advance that I don't smash it back into the asteroid. So that's my plan. I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to make a couple new ships, set this whole thing up with refineries, furnaces. Stick a block here? No. Refineries, furnaces, arc furnaces, assemblers. I've got a couple cool ideas for setting up basically some semi-automated shipbuilding. There's some cool things that you can do to build ships a lot faster that I'm going to work on. And yeah, so that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Also, at this point, you may have noticed there's like a little whooshing sound in the background. Still trying to figure out how to cut that out. That's my computer actually blowing on the microphone. I'm going to turn away from this place. It's killing my frames. Still trying to figure out how to make it less, because the fan is basically blowing on my microphone. So I'll figure that out soon. I think there's a program I can do to help cut some of that out. We'll see. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.